dual motor, dual suspension and dual disc brake setup and so much fun while riding this electric scooter at a price tag close to $1,000. Is this the best electric scooter of 2024 and is there a catch? Let's inspect. So we made it! Yes, hi everybody! I'm the Tech Mishko on the channel. We expect a lot of cool and interesting tech, and officially it's the first day of the astronomical spring. Really happy to have the winter behind our backs because it's been a long one, a rather cold one. As you can see, it's still somewhat cold, but finally some good sunshine. And we are once again on two wheels, each one equipped with a 1 kW motor, but I'm gonna speak of that in just a few moments. So that's a new G2 Master by a company called KuKirin, a brand which started as a very basic one with quite basic models with questionable quality, and now they have evolved into their own brand identity with a lot more reliable designs, obviously higher grade of the parts. And the G2 Master in particular brings the really important question whether it is the best dual motor $1,000 electric scooter setup, and I guess we're gonna find out soon enough. Let's dive into it. With its tempting starting price, logic says that you can't go wrong with it. Thing is that sometimes specs and marketing promises don't necessarily convert into awesome performance. You know how it works. The higher the expectations, the bigger the disappointment would be, so don't forget about the price tag during this whole episode. If you want to explore some alternatives, VSET, Capu Mantis and probably hundreds of other less-known brands can deliver similar electric scooters. Unboxing and setting up the G2 Master is quite an easy task because there's not that much to be done. Some heavy lifting as a starter because the pack weighs about 30 kilos, and if you have somebody around to help you with it, even better. Here's a hack that I've learned from your comments in the comment section below the video to open the box from the bottom, because lifting the cardboard is significantly easier as compared to lifting the entire scooter up. Get rid of the protective cable ties and the styrofoam, check all the accessories. Besides the power supply, there's a multifunctional tool, a lock and a pump. Read the user guide, take your time with mounting the handlebar, check the battery levels afterwards, the tire pressure as well, inspect most of the joints, and then you may be ready to ride. As soon as you get a helmet and optionally some extra protective gear. Apparently, G2 Master by KuKirin feels like a rugged edition of most of the city e-scooters, in line with the G-series design from the past couple of years, and somewhat similar to many other off-road oriented electric scooters. So we're about to change the depth of our research by inspecting each one of the major components, therefore it's good to know what we have to deal with. This is a dual motor setup, so we have 2 by 1 kilowatts, battery capacity is 20.8 ampere-hours for maximum range of up to 70 kilometers, the wheels are with 10-inch size, there's dual disc braking system, the board is 190 millimeters wide, there are front and rear and side lights, and the weight of the scooter is 33 kilograms. Yeah, these are a lot of great sounding specs, and up until now, I'm happy with the performance, but there are a lot of questions which remain kind of unanswered, like all the details about the motors, because, KuKirin, they tell us we have 2 by 1 kilowatt, and the thing with the motors, I've always believed the most important parameter is the torque output, and we don't have all the details about the torque output in regards to the G2 Master. It's supposed to be not as powerful as the G3 Pro, and in a matter of fact, the climbing capacity that they claim is somewhere near the G2 Max, which only has a rear motor, which is a bit weird because over here in dual motor mode, I feel that we are capable of conquering a lot steeper hills, but we're about to test this in just a few moments. As for construction, I can say positive things. Still didn't have the chance to thoroughly test it in really extreme conditions, but no jingling and no weird noises, which definitely is a good thing. I like the folding mechanism. I like the fact we have front and rear suspension, and according to KuKirin, it's supposed to be the very same as the one deployed with the G3 Pro, which in my opinion is the best that KuKirin have ever deployed. It's good, it's responsive, it's upgradable, so I think you're going to be quite happy with the current setup as it is. As for the rest of the components, I think we have a lot of remaining questions, such as acceleration, how quickly you can get from 0 to 30 or 40 kilometers per hour, the battery range, the uphill climbing capacity. So I think we can hop on and do some more testing. Let's get to test all of these components in order of importance. If we go the safety first way, then I should give you feedback about the braking experience. It's good. Having dual disc brakes is nice to have, but it was about to be even nicer if KuKirin have deployed hydraulic brakes, because these are rather basic and still pretty effective. Luckily this time we don't have entry-level pads, and braking is quiet and quite efficient on top. You should be careful with braking though. G2 Master doesn't have ABS system, and speeds above 30 km per hour, you don't want to block the tires. Speaking of speeds, 60 km per hour is the top speed that you can achieve. Not that the motors can't go any faster, they probably can. It's limited on a software level. The scooter easily goes uphill while the battery is fresh, but getting it below 49 volts results in slower acceleration and not as good maximum speed. Most times, I wouldn't go beyond 40 kph because the front wheel has no damper, and given the geometry, it's kind of easy to lose balance. I feel that speeds between 30 and 40 km per hour are kind of the sweet spot over here. And it's obvious how well the G2 Master handles my speed test from 0 to 40 km per hour. If you ride it at a single motor mode, it's gonna be more than twice slower. Theoretically, if you use only the rear motor, you're gonna get slightly greater range. In dual motor mode, riding mostly at mode 2, I nearly got around 28 kilometers, and that was at temperatures below 10 degrees Celsius. This is for sure not at all impressive given the promised up to 70 kilometers. True, I could use single motor mode, patiently ride with 20 kilometers per hour, and this will probably get me up to 50 kilometers, but yeah, that's supposed to be fun. I doubt that the battery pack here is of extraordinarily good quality. Quite the opposite. Given the big capacity and the reduced price, I actually have low expectations about the type of cells inside. No easy access unfortunately, yet another downgrade from the G3 Pro where we had a quick release latch. Charging the G2 Master takes around 10 hours, so you have to be really patient. Since we're on the verge of having fun as soon as we hop on, let's get a closer look at the tires. These are true off-road tires. They won't feel great on asphalt for prolonged riding sessions, but gravel roads and even some muddy areas feel like home for this kind of setup. Make sure to regularly check the pressure inside, and no, they're not tubeless, and yes, since each one of the wheels has embedded motor, servicing is a bit more challenging should you get a puncture. Since most of the time you actually stand on the deck, I have to say it's wide enough, however, I feel it's not long enough, at least not for my height of 188 centimeters. Speaking of height, you can adjust the position of the handlebar, this is nice. The folding mechanism feels familiar because it shares the same components with some of the other recent KuKirin models. Reliability is good as long as you stay away from extreme torture. There's a convenient stand, well-designed fenders, and a bunch of control buttons on the handlebar. On the left, you may control the lights, the turn signals, and make... On the right, there's the super simple controller for the motors. Single or dual mode, which is reflected on the display. Single press switches between the power modes. A triple press opens the advanced settings to enable or disable cruise control, to adjust the responsiveness of the motors, and some more. Don't change these values unless you really know what you're doing. As a minus, you cannot tune the speed levels for each of the riding modes. Speaking of drawbacks, there is no ignition key. I see this as a security flaw. You're given this mechanical lock as accessory, but, well, having one more layer of anti-theft implementation sounds like a good idea. I'd add the non-hydraulic brakes, the rather short board, the lack of a smartphone app for more detailed configuration, and the lack of a damper, which makes me feel uncomfortable riding at high speeds. So, is it the best of 2024? And if somebody says so, probably this wouldn't be very truthful information, because it really depends on the point of view. For example, if you need a city-oriented, very lightweight electric scooter, this here is totally not a good choice. But if you want to go off-road, if you want to rely on decent suspension, if you need a dual motor setup, then I think the KuKirin G2 Master might be the best electric scooter choice at the price range of around $1,100, and it's close to $300 less than the G3 Pro, which I would also very easily recommend. For more money than that, of course, you can go for more reputable brands, such as VSET or other high-end devices, because this year I think it's a great starter off-road electric scooter. Cuts the right corners, offers excellent reliability and precision, and I feel that it's going to be the one that I will very often recommend to friends should they look for off-road oriented e-scooter in 2024. So that's my take on it, and I'll be happy to carry on the conversation with you in the comment section below the video. If you want to opt for the best possible price for the G2 Master, check the video description area. I'm the Tech Mishka, look forward to seeing you in the next one, and hey, subscribe to the channel for more cool tech inspections. See you soon!